synchronizing destiny with that communication. It's magical. Namaste, Star Family. Welcome to the Matrix Oracle. My name is Audrey. This is your cosmic weather forecast for the upcoming full moon in Sagittarius in Western astrology. It's occurring June 11th, 2025. Before we start looking at this craziness in the background, let's review where it all started with our collective intention with the new moon intention that occurred in Gemini. This was all about soul-led new beginnings, how to create new doors, new opportunities, now that we are so much more connected with Source, so much also understanding that we are always one with Source. We're not separate. After this intention, that's going to be 28 days, so we can learn how to do this, okay? There is 1 week after the first friction, the first quarter moon energy, and this is where the guidance was about listening to our body. Now we are here with this culminative energy, full opposition, and the placement where this moon is actually in the degrees that speaks of spiritual communication. So I love this because what it is showing us, okay, after 14 days of wanting to learn how to create with Source, how to have those new doors and opportunities that are soul-led, that are going to feel satisfying, that are going to feel fulfilling, that are going to feel on purpose, meaningful. Well, yes, we first listen to our body, because when we do, we start understanding that through our stillness, our meditative state, there is this inner voice already communicating with us. Your body is a vessel that holds Source energy. As you're allowing yourself to feel more, maybe creating the sacred space that you need for that safety to feel and translate those energies, you're learning how to open up those new gateways for yourself. And I love the sacred geometry that is involved here between a placement for the moon that is highly triggering spiritual communication. Okay, some of you for already connected to receiving downloads, expect a bunch to come through with this energy. And here the placement of the sun that is highly synchronizing destiny with that communication. It's magical. And what is great support is the sacred geometry that involves this full moon energy. We see that it's connecting us to this perfect square involving the south node and north node for the collective. And that means things that your soul already knows and things that your soul wants to learn and experience is highly involved with this understanding that all of your answers are already within. You might wonder then, if all the answers are within, why do I feel so lost at times? Why is it not easier? Why is this and that, and certain questions you may have? Well, part of Earth School, Ascension School, is to come here to remember and to transcend some of the limitations of what our soul already has experienced. And where I'm seeing this that is strongly suggested in the cosmos is this line of tension. You see that green dotted line between the Pluto retrograde and Mercury. Mercury in those degrees here in Cancer that are very much about remembrance. And how are we going to remember here? We're going to remember through the law of resonance. And what that means is that you have to follow the nudges that make you feel alive. Your passions and things that excite you are not random. They're actually messages from spirit to get you to certain places, opportunities. So whatever it is that you want to experience at a soul level is going to be gifted to you. One illustration that came up while I was working on looking at this energy is that I was reminded back in, 2008, I was all focused on still my music career, so singing and performing. And I remember that one day I wanted to enter this contest where I had to do a video, like an actual music video while I was singing, but it was a cover from an artist. And I had to learn how to edit videos. Thankfully, I was working with someone that knew how to use those software and things. So that person helped me. But it's something, a skill, that was the beginning of me being interested in creating videos. Something that never had crossed my mind until my initial passion for music led me to a different skill that was going to serve me ultimately when I was going to remember some of my purpose. And what's going to happen as you start following those nudges by the universe and maybe having to learn new skills, new things, or being, a new desire is being born to follow this initial desire, you're going to literally start creating more and more with Source your own unique path and purpose. As you start doing this, there's going to be also some releases around your nervous system. What I mean by this is, like, for example, my story about having to learn music editing and video editing, which I had never done before. I started to have to face my own reactions to the whole process. I was impatient, I was hyper perfectionist, there was a lot of things that started to come up. And this is illustrated here with Mars going trine to Venus, to Chiron, and also the public life here, and forming ultimately this grand trine with the moon. You are guided through following your desires, your passions. You're going to be guided to become that version of yourself that is a vibrational match to this new door, new beginning that is soul-led. For the ones that are meditating with me, part of the YouTube Star community as a Starseed Rise Up level, I am releasing, as I'm releasing also this forecast, the cosmic energy session around this energy that is focused especially on Mercury. Mercury is connected to your throat. And when you're working with solfeggio and music understanding, this is where my background in music is serving me so well, is that in the solfeggio weaving, your throat is connected to your sacral, but also your pain body. The part of you, when you start speaking words, when you start creating and emanating the sound, you also create some words that either uplift you or don't. So through this session, I'm taking you on this whole journey where we do involve certain stretches to open up more the psoas, also known as the muscle of the soul, and open up especially the lower chakra. So the things that you've created out of default, or maybe things that block your creative powers, are being, released and dissolved. And so you can start hearing in greater ways your own inner voice. I'm laughing now because I was just thinking about how before I used to, be doing concerts and events, and now I'm just creating sacred space. And I'm using my music and my knowledge about music and my voice in very different ways than the version of me that thought I was just going to be on stage doing music and, what we commonly associate with, being a singer and things like that. So it just made me laugh. I thought I would share with you because I want to illustrate to you like things that I thought were going to make me so happy. It didn't. Okay, I did not like the nightlife. I did not like being always on the road. I did not enjoy what was associated with the music. But now I'm finding great joy in the things that I create using this passion, using this knowledge. So if some of you are interested in joining us, I'm going to put the link right there for my YouTubers. And if you're watching this on Instagram, just go into my bio link and join the Star membership. That's it, my dear friends. Thank you so much for your presence. Please remember to sprinkle some of your love. Happy full moon, and I will see you in the next forecast.